Hey there! Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thank you for checking me out. I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit about the heart again and what's going on in the world and a lot of things, real quick. I try to condense a lot of information. It's interesting. I scrolled through a lot of social media sites yesterday, and I tend to look at the stop when somebody says they're a spiritual teacher and see what they're saying, and the essence of a couple of people, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I talked about that in my last video. So I seem to be on the right track but I thought my video was more advanced than the other videos, which was interesting because I was talking about loving God. It sounds so corny, but and they were saying someone was saying at the Monroe Institute, they found out that the heart is the strongest part of your aura, and that you can literally do things and morph your reality if you're into your heart space more. And that's what I just basically said. I mean, I said that you should love God more. And it's just like, hello, I keep saying it and the universe bounces it back at me when I'm on the right track. So just to talk about that a little bit more, and fill in a couple things. There's a lot of scary things going on in the world. Heard a lot of banter about World War III, and I do say emphatically that I believe that those lights blinking everywhere are a sign for people to listen to me. It sounds self-centered, but believe me, this isn't a self-centered channel. I'm not a self-centered person. In fact, I don't make any money from any of these videos I do or anything of that sort. And I'm anti-cult and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to share information, but so there's a lot of, first of all, there has to be peace, and I want people to be peaceful and not kill each other. Hello. Now, talking about the heart a little bit, the heart has a memory, and I was going to say that a lot of people, I start remembering things when I'm more heart-centered than before. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't remember that. It's kind of interesting. Each chakra, each frequency, each resonance has its own memory within that vibrational frequency, right? Okay, you with me? So, I remember, and I was thinking about it when I was younger, in my 20s. I've always been into the spiritual stuff, and I remember once I trapped a fly. It wasn't a nice thing. I feel bad about it now, but I trapped a fly in a jar, and I let it sit there, and halfway I forgot about it, and I let the fly die in the jar, and then I remember I was asleep, and then I heard a bzzz, and I right in my face, like an angry buzz, and I woke up, and I turned on the light and was like, what was that? And I was in a dead sleep, but it was angry at me. And I went and looked at the jar, and the fly finally died. And what I'm saying is, it was the ghost of the fly, right? So all animals have spirits, all animals have souls. So a lot of that goes into a whole thing of animism and everything else, but that's how I discovered that back when I was younger, but I forgot about it. The reason I'm bringing this up is, imagine how much worse it is for you if you kill a person. This was a fly. Imagine don't imagine that. I mean, that's what I'm saying to you. It's just such a bad thing. In all the other things, when Cain and Abel, and they said that the blood is crying out from the ground. I mean, it's just, you don't want to be involved in the situation where you're in a battle and you have to kill people. Just don't get yourself in that situation. I'm ex-military. I got blessed that I didn't have to physically kill anybody. In that respect, I was going to join the SEALs, and I got hurt, so I couldn't do it, which was a blessing, because I was on my way to do it. Like, I got that set up. My CO said, okay, you're going to be, Navy SEAL, we're sending you. And I got hurt, so I couldn't go. And reflecting back, that was a blessing. I'm not saying that Navy SEALs are bad guys. I met a lot of them. I think they're great, for a lot they do. But I don't want to be a killer. Just don't want to break that commandment, So that's my point. The point of this is to thou shalt not kill. And I think it's a big one. I think if you're in the loving center, if you're loving God, I don't think that situation's gonna have to happen. I think a lot of people are disconnected. I think the world is disconnecting us from our heart chakra, our heart center, on purpose. A lot of these things are on purpose. And I want everybody to be heart-centered and get back to loving God. And that's it. They asked, Jesus, what are one of the most, important commandments, and it ends up, when you distill it all, it's like loving God, because everything kind of makes sense. And of course, if you're loving God, you're going to be respectful and follow His commandments and everything else. So that's basically what I'm talking about. I also wanted to bring up, and I've been saying this for like many years, 2010, I came up with some stuff about it, but I just wanted to say, like, if you feel like you can't love God, try to open your heart and like I said, love a tree. I even wrote an article about it, and since got deleted, but about loving a tree and just trying to love, one thing. Try to love a tree. And then, I did that. And I said, oh, okay, I'll try it. And all of a sudden, I got this communication. I felt these intuitively. It was like, this branch got broken once. It happened this time. It's like I was hearing the tree complaining and joyful. It was getting all this information from the tree. It's like, wow, this tree's kind of telling me all its life story and everything. But if I didn't tune into the tree and really try to love the tree, I wouldn't get it. Try to love a tree, try to love people, and that's where information flows, and that's when you'll understand more about everybody else. Let me know how it goes for you. Like, subscribe, share, and don't kill. Let's have peace in the world. Amen.